Hey, what's up, everybody? Extra Feel right here. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing good. So today, I want to throw more light on my first impression about the president of Burkina Faso, President Ibrahim Trouré. Sometimes, based on where you're coming from, and as an African, we always have that skepticism, that doubt when we see something new. Because honestly, I had judged this man very, very wrongly, honestly, because based on the history of African presidents, always old, granddaddies in the 60, 50. So we haven't really seen this kind of change that come up a young, vibrant, educated president, young man like that from a military background. Most presidents, historically from Africa, who emerge from military background, they always have this hostility in them and known for being some type of like a semi-dictator. So when he came to power 2022, my view, first impression was like, oh, not again. Like this dude, I mean, he looks like he's still sucking his mama's breast. Like what does he know? Because I think we're used to the status quo. Always old man like that. See, so I really, really judged him wrongly. I'm like, no, no, this dude, I don't think he can handle anything like power. And then from a military background, like a young man like that, he might go like extremely, extremely extra. But then he really, really shocked me when he started. Early 2022, not even after 2 months in power, things happened. And then the first one was that prison reform. No, no, that was the gold mine that he confiscated from other European power and then gave it over to, I think, Russia. But before then, when he cleared the country out of debt, that was the biggest blow. I'm like, wow. So he can do this? So can we really do this? Like, where is this dude coming from? Because a lot of countries are in debt. And he came power in 2 months. He was able to wipe the country's national debt free in 2 months. That's when I started like, okay, yeah, this is going somewhere. It's very, very unprecedented. I've never seen it. And you and I know that we've never seen any man like that. So I was very impressed. And then he hit me with another one. Shock again was the prison reform. No, no, no. That was for the judiciary, where he banned, lawyers from wearing all this European wig, and they had to put on the African costume and look different and very sophisticated in its culture. I'm like, yes. Now that's the man that I'm talking about. Like, where is he's getting this idea? Because the change that the man has injected in Burkina Faso in a very, very short time, it's very alarming, it's shocking, it's terrifying, it's unbelievable, it's mind-blowing, because we know that we've never seen that coming from the continent, and a young man from the military background. So put all these things together, I'm like, bravo. That did not stop there. Then another news. So the man is keeping us busy, more than CNN, more than ABC or Voice America. He's keeping us busy and nothing negative, so positive. And they came with the prison reform. He said, well, if you're a prisoner, you can now go to work in the farm, learn some agricultural skills, and then reduce your sentences. I'm like, wow, wow, then really? Look at that. No one talked about that. I think in India, I think, no, it should be in Mexico. I think Mexico is doing that, but Mexico is more into books. The more books you read, the lesser your jail time, which is also good. Somehow you empower your brain, not just stay there. In Cameroon, where I'm from, what they used to do, but it stopped, is that if you're a prisoner, they let you every weekend you go out, you make like you make hats, you make shoes, you make bags, you make rings, you make earrings, you make chain, and then on weekend you go on sale the market and come back, and they will go and they will come back because they feel safe. And when you do that, you become obedient, they reduce the sentences. But that has changed. I don't know what happened. Maybe some later escape, but it was a good initiative. They were very free. You see them every weekend, and we can identify them. They send those rings that they make from bronze or silver metal, things like that, and learn something. Most of them came out and they became businessmen. So that was a very powerful educative lead that he took. And then he also came, that was not all, agriculture. We know that's a very backbone in any country, because if there's an empty stomach, people definitely going to riot and they're not thinking straight. So he empowered agriculture by getting tractors and boosting it, and then it was school. Now he's saying that, well, if you're a student, you after you graduate, no, you're going to school, you're getting paid over 150 US dollar every month, and you get paid after graduation until you find a job. And some people be like, well, some students will not find a job anymore. Like, hey, if I'm getting paid $150 a month, but that's not enough. I'm finding a job. Like, you're stupid. You know, you should do that. That was a good one. And then there's another one. The latest one of the latest was that he banned secondhand goods. I'm like, wow, woo! You know, the man is coming every day with shocking vibe. And then the most important one that took the war when everybody started panicking, even France, when he kicked out French out of the country. Like, hey, French troop, you gotta go. And your language, we don't want it anymore. We have not seen that kind of leader that took power in a very short time. I think Trump has done that with some of, executive order. But this man has done a lot. And that changes the way I view him. And I think it should change the way a lot of people view him, I think Africa yesterday is not Africa today. Things are changing, and like I said in my previous video, if you're watching that, yeah, it takes just one man to have that print, and then people will follow. Do not get me wrong. I think there are other leaders with that idea, but they don't have the guts, they don't have the courage to start implementing things like that because they see afraid of the little, crumbs or the attachment to the colonial masters, things like that. But this young man has said, well, France, we don't need you. And France is upset. If you think you're helping somebody and the person say, hey, I don't need your help, why are you getting upset? I don't need you, And he's been affordable houses. So that has really changed a lot of what I thought about him, and I've made a lot of videos, I've done research, I've talked to guys who are over there. And it's not something that, the thing about social media right now is that you get to see things on the ground. But going to this where it's just a TV, national TV that has to show certain parts or broadcast certain news. Now we're seeing it firsthand. Even people in the street will tell you that, hey, we've seen this man. This is the only president so far I know, after Mandela, I think so, that the war has really, truly rioted, behind him that, hey, I saw a video of people marching even in Europe that protect this man. I haven't seen that before, after Mandela, when he was in jail, that, hey, let this man, free this man. And this guy has gone that far to really get that support worldwide. I think it's a very good people thing. Some are speculating that he might be killed. We're like, no, God had this man, what he's doing, I don't think that anybody can take his life. So, yeah, I just want to share that, this video, just to say that sometimes we might judge wrongly and too early, but give him time. Some people still doubting him that, well, he's just trying to rub people's back for now, and they will see his real color. I'm like, well, I'm seeing the color already because I judged him wrongly and I've seen what he's done. So let's keep hoping and applauding him for what he's doing, and probably he too can change your perspective of what you think. I think later on, the other president, a young guy too from, I think, Senegal, he's also doing tremendous things. So is this wind of change that the continent is having right now, and people are going more for the younger ones? I think it's a brilliant idea. Slowly it will stop. It's just young, even female, leaders. I think Africa is definitely rising, there's no doubt. It has its weaknesses, but it's not really what it was 10 years ago. You can tell. Infrastructure-wise, policy-wise, the people are like, no, we're done. And for Europe and these colonial powers to still be panicking, it shows that they still want more. And people are saying that, no, we've had enough, all right? We don't need it. Now that Russia's in there, balancing power with US and Europe, they don't like it because Russia can do a lot. China is in there too. So there's this struggle now. Like, hey, if Russia is there, then we cannot benefit anything. Of course you will not, because Russia can get something. The gold mine that he has confiscated and produce gold and pay the debt is unprecedented. So it's a lot of things going on, and I'm pretty excited. So I don't know if did you have that negative impression before about him, and what's your impression right now? Do you think that he's just camouflaging, has a real color behind coming out? Let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you again in my next video. Peace.